16.
Not punished though.
No, should have moved. Easier to say that once it's happened. Well, if he'd have put 3 in the lipstick there, it would have left tops.
100.
Well, Ton leaves Shanghai. Jenkins on 201. Well, surely has to move here. Just checking it. Oh, great last start there from Jenkins. Weighed up his options, planted it into the treble 19.
Shanghai 20s now for Brendan Dolan. That's the single. Not a great single. The angle that first dart went in did him no favours at all.
Terry, you require 109.
That was a good setup there on the treble 16. The reason he went for the 16, he couldn't see the treble. Tops for Jenkins for 6-2.
89.
Well, he hasn't missed many.
Brendan, you require
That one
32.
just evaded the double.
Has to hit this. Double 8. This is a massive dart for Brendan Dolan.
16.
It's just slipping away from him at the moment. 10s for Terry Jenkins for 6-2. He's not missing it.
Bad miss there from Brendan Dolan. Always harder to hit the doubles when you're behind. But that was a big, big moment in this match so far. Another break of throw for Terry Jenkins. The bully's charging. 4 legs needed. Dolan has got a lot of work to do.
Every leg that Terry has had a dart at a double, he's won. Brendan has had darts at a double in the last 3, lost those. Could have been such a different story, might have been 5-3 up. Instead he's 6-2 down.
That's a massive difference. Even a swing in one leg would have meant 5-3 and he's still in the game, but 6-2. A deficit of 4 against a player still averaging just under the 100 mark. And you've got to throw in a couple of 12 darters or less. And it's not looking likely at this moment in time. But he has got it in his armoury. Oh, that's a great marker there. Loads of room for Dolan. Oh, just sneaked it underneath. Deflected off the middle of the barrel. Two more legs, and we have the second break.
100.
Will Dolan, well, potentially could be behind 8-2. Almost. I think the game is over. Needs to win a minimum of 1, hopefully the 2. If he can win 2, 6-4.
Only the 3.
Well, frustration for Dolan. He just can't find his mark on a regular basis. And he's going to have to take out another decent shot here. Otherwise Jenkins will return for potentially a 5-leg lead.
All on the 19s. Look for a treble now.
Oh, should go for bull here with the left top, so poor second dart there into the 7. 76 trombone for Jenkins. Well, he will be blowing the trumpet if he can hit tops with this last dart. Tops for Jenkins. Oh, underneath again. Grimace from the bull. Pressure on Dolan though still. Will he get 1 dart at the double? Will he get 2?
Went for the 25. Double 16 he's got left.
Game shot in the 9th there. Brendan Dolan.
One dart at it. Had he missed, he could well have found himself 5 legs down. As it is, the deficit a mere 3.
Well, looking straight at the camera there, trying to G himself up, telling everybody, I'm not finished yet. Just throwing first here, hopefully to reduce it to 2 legs. He will then feel he's back in the match.
57.
Sometimes when you've just broken, it can be hard to hold your throw because you know you've got a chance of getting back in the match.
131.
Nearly another maximum. Plenty of bullies been hit over the next 3 days. I'm sure there'll be plenty more.
97.
Averages dropped for both players. Jenkins around the mid-90s now. That'll certainly increase after these 2 darts. It'll certainly increase after the 3rd one as well. His 3rd maximum. Attacking the Dolan throw yet again. He has done all the way through the match. Been fortuitous in 3 occasions. Can it be 4?
55.
Yeah, 4 of the 6 legs that he's won against the throw.
80.
Well, Dolan needs 2 trebles here. And then hope Jenkins misses the 106. Well, that's a bad lie. You can see it's just dipped as it's hit the board.
59. Terry, you require 106.
Every time Brendan has had the darts, Jenkins has won the leg, and he could do again. All he's got to do is set it up. Dolan way back on 233.
58.
He was just checking, just making sure, keeping his concentration. Well, Dolan will never be rushed, but he needs to start making a move at some point here. Otherwise, it could be over. Now, this is better.
140. Terry, you require 48.
Everything around the 16s. Well, he's gone 8 for tops again. And double 10 for Terry Jenkins. Yet again, he breaks the Brendan Dolan throw. He leads 7-3. He's only 3 legs away from his first ever semi-final in this tournament. Can he make it through? We'll find out next. Jenkins 7, Dolan 3. And welcome back to Butlins in Minehead for the concluding day of the 2014 Coral UK Open. Third quarter-final of the day follows this match as two-time world champion Adrian Lewis meets Mensur Suljovic. That's coming up. Mervyn King's already through. And Terry Jenkins looks set to join him. 7-3 he leads Brendan Dolan.
Well, we mentioned earlier, didn't we, about Terry Jenkins trying to get back in the top 16. If he gets to the semi-finals, beyond 12,500, 25 for runner-up, 50 for the winner. That'll certainly move him up the rankings, no doubt. Always been a top 16 player for me. Just had a little bit of a barren season, but he's certainly back to good form.
He's 3 legs away from reaching his first semi-final of a major tournament since the 2012 World Match Play. Terry beaten by James Wade on that occasion, having seen off Adrian Lewis in the quarterfinals.
Well, for about 3 or 4 years, Terry was always in the last 8 semi-finals. Obviously, the 7 finals we know in the major events. So it was a very, very solid performer. But if you take your guard off nowadays, there's too many good players about there. They're up for taking your scalp.
95.
He's actually 6 places below Brendan Dolan on the latest PDC ranking list. And then inside the top 16. Got in there for the first time in his career recently.
Yeah, always interesting. We always check the rankings after the major TV events. So you are the movers and the shakers. Starting to warm up in the auditorium. All slowly drifting in from the late nights here at Butlins. I'm sure tonight will be rocking, as it normally is on the finals night. That's better from Dolan. Treble 18 and leave double 16. Jenkins down for 19 to 126, gives him 2 darts at the treble.
That's the first one. That's the second one. Double 6. 126 with the minimum of fuss. A brilliant check out from Terry Jenkins, who takes an 8-3 lead.
Well, Dolan threatened to win the leg. Jenkins certainly put a stop to that. He's looking pretty good. What he's doing is, he's got in front of Dolan here, and he's refusing to let the Irishman get back into the game. He's keeping his concentration. Finishes like that, the finishes that can win your tournaments, get you to the major semis and finals. Well, he must have been arriving tonight on a plane.
The audience certainly appreciated that. He's still standing, but probably only just. But on the basis that Saturday night's all right for fighting, Sunday afternoons are usually pretty ropey.
Well, it's all kicking off down here. Well, certainly got a big cheer from the audience. Treble will leave 170. Oh, good last start from Dolan. Well, what he's got to do here, he knows he hasn't performed. He knows he's not playing great. He's just got to try and keep chipping away. He is a solid performer, hard to beat normally. Well, he has to go downstairs. What's he thinking? He's wondering what he's having for tea?
94. Brendan, you require 170.
Remember, he hasn't held his throw in this match at all.
And we're in leg 12. That's very, very unusual.
55.
No finish for Terry, but of course a 140 plus here. Well, there's big pressure on the Brendan Dolan throw on that 115.
Well, even a ton. Took that 126 in the last leg. This is one more. And Dolan, it's always difficult, as we said, when you're so far behind, to hit these big finishes. Treble. Well, again, he's just not attacking the big finishes. They can change games.
127.
126 check out in the last leg. Good start as he looks for a 127. Bullseye for a 127.
102.
Not quite.
Oh,
Requires
concentration
16.
from Jenkins there. Almost thought that that was going to go in the bullseye. Not to be.
Game shown at 12th leg. Brendan Dolan.
Dolan nicks another leg.
13th leg. Terry to throw
Hanging in there.
Game on.
He holds for the first time. It's only the second leg that he's won since leg 3. 2-1 he led at one stage.
121.
Terry winning 7 of the next 8 legs to take a real stranglehold on this match.
Yeah, that middle session hurt Dolan. 3-2 at the first break, 7-3 at the second one.
137.
Well, plenty of superheroes here today. Got 2 on stage.
I think Brendan will be climbing the walls with his performance, let alone Spider-Man. More than the one bull on stage.
Well, Dolan is known for his fighting qualities.
34.
He's going to be one of the biggest fights of his recent darting career to get back in this match. Not just the fact he's behind, but the fact his opponent is hitting the big scores. The 4th maximum for the bull.
He's left himself 60 for an 11 darter when he comes back. It's the 5th maximum of the match, and as you say, Alan, Terry's thrown 4 of those.
140. Terry requires 60.
Single 20, tops. He's hardly missed it so far.
Game shown at 13th leg. Terry Jenkins, 14th
Holds
leg.
brilliantly with an 11 dart leg. He's nearly there.
Well, his average is just under the 100 mark, but he has maintained a similar average all the way through the match, where Brendan Dolan has been up and down.
90.
That's why Jenkins has been the much more solid of the 2 players, hence the 9-4 lead. 1 away from the semis.
58.
I think Russ will be quite happy with that.
I think he had a sign as well.
99.
The old, well-known gravelly voice of our MC Russ Bray.
96.
He is about the only man in the arena that didn't see that sign on the big screen. He doesn't know. Everyone else knows.
I'm
Russ
sure
still doesn't know.
We will remind him when we go in the back.
133.
Darts from Dolan leaves himself the maximum 170. Oh, good darts from Jenkins. Great dart from Jenkins. Maximum number 5 for the bull. Both players on big finishes. Can one of them take it out?
There's 1. There's 2. Bullseye for a 170. Top of the shop to stay alive.
135.
Well, the smile tells you the story.
167.
He would have loved that one to go in, just to show everybody what he can do. But Jenkins, this is for the match. This is for the match. Bull for the bull! Oh, both players a long way off the big finishes, but great attempt from both players. Applauded gently by the audience.
Double 16, 2 darts in his hand, has to hit it. He's got to hit it with this dart, surely, to stay alive in the match. Costly errors from Brendan Dolan and Terry Jenkins for the match. Tops.
Game shot. And the match. Terry Jenkins.
For the first time since 2012, Terry Jenkins makes it through to the semi-final of a major tournament in the last 4 of the Cora UK Open for the first time in his career. Brendan Dolan won the first leg against the darts with a 13-darter, and that was as good as it got. From then on, Terry blew him away. Moving Kings through, Terry Jenkins joins him. It's a tournament for the veterans, the old stagers doing well here in Minehead. Terry Jenkins through, beating Brendan Dolan 10-4.